It is what it is, Saturday Night Drive.
So,
oh my god, we just started with an amazing quote by one
the
of the
man and only 50
cents.
50.
What
No.
did RG say?
I mean, that's basically a video of him, like from like a really early video of 50 Cent's like career, or where he just basically says he's ranting. He's not even saying, it's not even a quote. He's just ranting.
Yeah, but it's a quote from him, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like,
and he's like,
no, sorry, we were wrong on that. It's a quote by his grandfather.
Yeah, by his grandfather. Words of wisdom, really not. He just basically said, my grandfather told me, you only get as far as the people you talk to for no reason, or you'll only be as successful as the people you talk to for no reason.
Like your
and
buddies.
It's just like this statement, like you're the average of the 5 closest friends of yours.
Yeah.
But not that
Sophisticated.
Not that sophisticated. It's
Yeah.
just like more raw. And I love it
Street
because
style.
because in the end he actually like just sums it up. He's like, meaning, if I talk to you every day and you can't provide me any significant information, I can't learn anything from you. He just says like, get the fuck out of here. What am I even doing talking to you?
Yeah.
And it's so raw, but it's so true at the same time. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, wow. Street smart, I would say.
Yes.
50's grandfather.
I mean, there is, I mean, even if you look at the interviews, 50 has really moments where you can sense he is just like street smart. You know, he just knows people. He just knows how people act, how people think, and he has like random words of wisdom where you don't. Like, the same with Mike Tyson. There are like people who have experienced so much that they are smart solely on the experience itself.
Yeah, but they have, like, I would say, intuition, because 50 made also some very smart business deals, either with vitamin water.
Yeah.
I also heard that he bought Bitcoin very early, and that during a time where he had like some financial struggles, just pushed him through. And also Mike Tyson. I mean, Mike Tyson, there is this one interview by Mike Tyson where he's sitting in a suit, sweating, and he's saying, I studied all the warriors, I studied all of them, Charlemagne, Muhammad Ali, everybody, Alexander the Great, and I studied the art of war. I know everything about it, and that's why I'm just so good at it, because that's the only thing I can do.
Crazy, you can actually like sense the tension and the dedication in his voice, in his demeanor. You know he means it. It's not like just exaggerating, but he means it.
Yeah, and then he says something you can see that he's hurting, because he says, that's why that's why everybody was so frightened and terrified of me. That's why I was such a warrior, the Terminator. I was the annihilator.
Yes.
And now I'm not that person anymore.
Yes,
is what he says.
I mean,
and I'm scared if he comes back, because when he comes, he brings chaos. He brings pure chaos, and you can feel his voice hurting so bad, because he has been a different Mike back then.
Definitely.
And he tried to deal with like normal life, day-to-day life, by shifting his character into like an acceptable state.
Yes.
Or a socializable state, and that's quite. I think if you move like from Mike Tyson to somebody who can cope in a normal society and shift your character, this is a very painful process.
And it's also the most respectable thing you can actually witness with Mike Tyson is this extreme change in characters during the years. You know, it's like a really extreme change in characters during the years. Because he started off as this young guy, ferocious, just going with his like gut feelings, just being aggressive, ferocious, wild, you know, and now he's becoming older. He's like proactively trying to be more like wise, calm, but he is so reflecting on his past and also like in his present. It's just crazy to see like how much effort it takes to actually like change.
Yeah,
you know?
but he is not trying to be wise, but he has some very
Yes.
deep wisdom.
Yes.
Because
And
he
it's
made
so-
all of
it's-
these
it's
experiences.
It's so really so good to witness, to observe, to listen to him, and it feels so much more significant coming from him. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's because like the polar opposite. It's not like someone was just also like really just normal in his
Yeah.
youth and then became more calm while he was
Yeah.
like in his older years, but he was this ferocious guy. He was like really you've seen the interviews like during his prime. I'm gonna make you my wife and stuff.
Yeah,
Like, he
yeah.
was really out of control.
Yeah,
and
but
now just like
what-
this extreme shift to be becoming more like aware
Yeah.
and calm. It's like
But-
you have so much deep respect when you listen to him.
Yeah, but wasn't it also because of his like his coach, and I think he was also his father, Castamato? or-
Castamato, he was
Yeah.
his father figure basically.
Father figure, yeah,
As Mike told it.
Yeah, and he has done some sort of hypnosis also, and putting him like in a very deep state of like.
I mean, it wouldn't wonder me.
Yeah, but I think that has been said at one point, but
Yes.
crazy. Oh, and by the way, he had like a medical emergency on the flight. They had to get him into the hospital.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And now the Jake Paul fight is like on the verge
okay.
of being cancelled, but nothing has been said officially yet. Yeah, but very, very,
Uncle
very
Mike,
crazy.
get well soon.
Yeah, get well soon, and beat him up. And also, that was quite funny because I didn't expect that of Jake Paul. In an interview with his brother, he said that he's pretty much scared of the fight,
Yes.
so he's not taking it lightly.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean.
No, but
I wouldn't
they
expect
are
him.
showmasters.
Yeah.
They are showmasters.
Yeah.
They try to build up this psychological wall and be unfazed by anything that gets back to them. But I wouldn't have expected that much honesty.
Yes.
Of these Paul brothers.
Yeah, I get it.
I think you're in some sort of sports mode, brother.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, because but why do you get bothered by it? You always play with my stick shift and stuff like that. It's just like revving up the engine a little bit more.
Yeah, it's always like you're trying to go off. Come on, let's try the launch control.
No,
Oh, brother,
we're
sorry.
not doing that.
I don't play with sticks, brother. You know that.
Yeah. All right. But anyway,
crazy entry. Yeah.
Yes.
50, Mike.
but also, yeah, crazy weeks. The last couple weeks.
As always, but how do you feel, man? Is it good? Is it bad?
I'm really good. I'm basically like generally right now I'm feeling really good.
Yeah, because you had like a 2-hour nap.
Yeah, I mean today was great. I was just like when I woke up I just took 1 hour off, so I got to work 1 hour later
Yeah.
than I usually go. So the reason is I was just doing some work on the bicycle, changing up stuff, and working on the bicycle for an hour in the morning before going to work helped me a lot to go there without any stress.
Yeah.
And at the same time I left work a little bit earlier to be at home in time, have a really good workout, and I needed that to actually went off a little bit. So I had a really intense and good workout, had a shower, had dinner, and then I took a nap. That was not planned because I just fell asleep. But it felt so amazing. And right now I had an espresso, so I'm feeling great again.
Yeah, so if you
perfectly
wonder
fine.
why Janner is so hyped up and so psyched, it's because of a 2-hour nap
Dog.
and a crazily strong espresso.
Yes.
Yeah. And me on the other side, what did I do? I had a long day. I didn't sleep that much last night, and I didn't have a nap. I didn't have any coffee tonight, but my belly is full. I was so hungry. That do you know if you just forget to eat and you just delay it and delay it and
Yes.
delay it, that you really feel unwell in your belly? And
Of course, yeah.
And
it doesn't help
I
to-
felt sick. I felt sick because I thought I have to puke because it was already that bad. I had a really bad feeling.
And usually it doesn't get better because the more you delay it and you eat something on the really empty stomach, it just comes with stomach ache or something like that.
Yeah, but what I wanted to get to is that if you are in the state that you are so hungry that you don't know what you want to eat.
All right. You sound like my girlfriend.
No, but no, but do you know it that you just?
I know what you mean.
That you delay it so much that you don't know what the fuck you want to eat. I was just thinking, yeah, maybe pizza, maybe I cook something for myself, something healthy. But then I just said, you know what, I'm gonna get out and just seek some inspiration, and then I took the first thing that smelled nice, and I ended up in a Vietnamese place. Very nice.
Yes, because you're so hungry, every option is like a valid option because it,
yeah, but you still try to think rational, and you don't want to get obviously too unhealthy in the evening and shit. And yeah, this is why I went with something Asian, because it was nice at least choice. A little bit balanced.
Nice choice. Yeah,
a little bit of protein, a little bit of fiber. Nice one. But apart from that, it's a short week in Germany.
Yes.
It's a short week. Many people are taking their time off and enjoying a long weekend with their families and going abroad or somewhere else. The end of the vacation season is coming near. For others in North Rhine-Westphalia, it's coming close. But we don't mind.
No. I mean, May generally was with a lot of holidays. Yeah, filled with a lot of holidays. So, yeah. Tomorrow is also bank holiday, or let's say holiday here in Germany, and people looking forward to have this bridge day, the Friday off, and have a 4-day weekend.
Bank holiday.
Yeah, bank holiday, mate. What we didn't actually talk about, and I don't even want to talk about it because it was so insignificant for me, but a lot of people talked about it, like the happenings in Sylt here in Germany.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't even mentioned, because it was so much in the media and it got so much attention, and it was for me it was just, okay, I know this, it's a shit move, but why the fuck talk about it?
So the thing is, many aspects to it, and maybe we get a shitstorm for talking so openly about it, because according to the media, it's very unambiguous how this whole thing played out.
Yes,
but we don't need to discuss that it has been not the smartest move of these people to just shout like
not at all. I mean,
foreigners out. And I think it also displays some sort of characteristic of this these attendees on the party.
I mean, the content, let's just maybe for everyone who is not even familiar with it. So there was this big news here in Germany because a video leaked of people celebrating or having a party in Sylt.
Which is like a very posh place.
A posh island in northern Germany.
Yeah.
And basically the content was, there was this one song playing, and the content of the lyrics was like immigrants, or let's say aliens, foreigners out. Yeah. You know, just out of Germany.
It's not the original lyrics of the song, but they just changed it.
Yeah. Yes. And there was a recording of the whole party where people just were like shouting and screaming the lyrics, like this
typical rich kids.
New lyrics about like foreigners out. And there was like this massive news about it in Germany, how it's like right wing, and racist and stuff like that. So everyone is talking about it. It was just, for me personally, it was just making a lot of fuss about it, more than it should be. So that's why we didn't talk. But I thought it's only fair just to mention maybe real quickly
that it happened.
No, that it happened, and maybe also like our takes, like in just, I don't want to like deep dive into political stuff, but maybe just in few sentences, maybe even what our takes is, if you're like comfortable with it.
Yeah, of course. So most things are neither black or white, so it's not a yes or no decision. There are many layers to it, and I mean, they have been at a party, they have maybe been under the influence of alcohol, and everybody knows that under the influence of alcohol and other substances, stupid things can happen. So this has been very stupid, and it could be labeled as right-wing, but you don't have to discuss it. It's shitty. It's a shitty move, and it also, because you know, we are immigrants ourselves. Our parents have immigrated to Germany, and now we live here, we have our jobs, we pay taxes, and at least I do feel as a German, don't speaking for you, but now look at this party, and what I heard is that every single one of them who have been displayed in this video have lost their jobs.
Yes.
Every single one.
So there were like really consequences also in real life. Yeah.
All media outlets shared this video on their platforms, on their websites, on their social media feeds, without even consent of the people who are displayed in the video, if they can be shared or displayed. And
so disregarding this privacy stuff.
Absolutely, from start to end. And looking at it from this factor, media labeling these people as right-wing and Nazis and shit and everything, honestly, in my opinion, they haven't acted any better than they did. So when I break it down, what I see is rich kids, spoiled rich kids that did something stupid, but in my expectation, they always do stupid stuff. So that's nothing surprising to me. Of course, it's shitty, but on the other hand, how this topic has been handled in the, I would say, social context is awkward and also slightly criminal as well.
Yes.
So that's my take.
Yeah.
And there will always be assholes on this planet. They didn't do harm to anybody. They didn't deport anybody in person. Maybe they created some sort of outrage and also said something mean. But in my opinion, it doesn't. They could have also sang "fat people out of Germany." Yeah. So
I get it. So my 2 cents on that, why we didn't discuss it. First of all, I mean, just the content of the song is shitty. In my opinion, it's just like not okay. Also, like
racist and shit.
Yeah, and racist and shit. I don't approve it. Yeah, it's not correct. You know, but that's crystal clear for me. It's first of all the content of the song. Second of all, the behavior of the people was like really dumb and also not correct.
Yeah. Maybe also with some right-wing signs and shit.
And I don't want to discuss that even. What I'm more about is like, first of all, why is it gaining so much media attention? It was just overblown attention for me because there are a lot of more significant, I guess, signs of racism or displays of racism that are far more important to discuss about than just like the video on the party. So it shifts just the focus for me personally, because there are a lot of
there's more relevant shit to discuss.
Yes.
In the open coverage.
Second of all, why are we discussing like this video? It's also like a shift in perspective, or let's say in focus. It's like the wrong focus for me, because we should discuss about why people even have racist behavior here in Germany, or like what's the source of it? Why do people think about certain people maybe in a way? And I know people just say all the time, yeah, you can't discuss with right-wing people and you can't discuss with racists and stuff like that. But there has to be a source why these people think that way. I mean, I've been born and raised here, and let's say I made some experience with racist stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. And even then, it's never good enough just to say, yeah, he's gonna remain racist, you will never change him, and just leave him that way. Yeah. It will not change anything. So at least for me, is the discussion more about how can we get along, everyone together. And I know for some people it will never be the solution.
No.
But still, the relevant effort, or let's say the right effort, would be in the way to discuss these things. What are the sources? What we can do better? How can we integrate each other, like, or let's say the people in the society and stuff like that. Yeah. But with this whole media bashing and everyone is bad and everyone is right wing, those are racists, those are liberals, those are immigrants. This categorization does more harm, in my opinion, than it does any good. Yeah. So I didn't want to discuss it at all.
Yeah, that's true. But for me, it's the same with racism, and I think Morgan Freeman had a very good take on it. He said, do you know, or racism could be ended today in the United States. Yes. We just need to stop talking about it. Because I think if we break it brutally down, yes, all the media outlets are fighting for relevance. They are fighting for clicks, because yes, each and every single influencer on Instagram that has more than I would say 20,000 followers is getting more likes, follows, shares, impressions than all the media or major media outlets do. And so what they live by is, I would say, harvest engagement by picking up on these, I would say, easygoing, high polarizing topics and
polarizing, yes,
and pushing them to the limit.
Yeah.
It doesn't give them any value. It doesn't give the reader any value. It just creates engagement, and that's their, I would say, their hook. How they also fit inside of the social media landscape and gain some sort of relevance, that they don't, I would say, die and lose all of their, I would say, reason to exist. And that's quite crazy because, in my opinion, nothing good results out of it.
Yes.
The more you focus on a problem, the more prevalent it gets.
Yes.
The more important it gets for you. And yeah, it's basically the same if you drive a car and you want to pass a very narrow space or a very narrow road. Or you couldn't drive straight if you would look at me the whole time.
Yes.
So you would crash. I'm not a problem to you while driving. I'm just a problem if you look at me. So I'm here. I can be a distraction, but the main focus should be somewhere else.
Yes. And
then it doesn't pose a problem. And in a democracy, some people don't want to hear it. There is also a right-wing spectrum. So you have the middle, you have the left, you have the conservatives.
Even if they are not right-wing or racist per se, there are at least people right now who are concerned because they don't know any better. They are concerned about, let's say, immigrants or refugees. You have the obligation to show them otherwise or to inform them, but you can't just say, let's ignore them, they're like dumbwits. You can't do that.
Exactly, and that's what happened, because right now, if you are conservative, so earlier it had been like that you had like a conservative party, you had a social party, and they some sort of distributed evenly across the spectrum between middle, left, right, and there has been many layers to it. And you had a shift that some parties, to the left, I would say, there are many leftist parties, and the radical left has also gained in relevance.
Yes.
And on the other side, the conservative parties also moved a little bit towards the left. And now you have like also a strong right-wing party in Germany, which is the AfD, and at least I have the feeling that many issues with immigration, with criminality, with also local values of Germans that obviously exist, or Christianity, they are not being as, I would say, as supported on the left as they are on the right. And that is also why, because certain topics are not being addressed properly from the major parties, that is why other other parties gain in relevance.
Yes, definitely. You have to talk about it at least.
If there are real problems, you have to find solutions.
Real problem, but even if that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, let me give an example. I mean, I was doing. I think I told about it at some point. We were doing some day of the open door, like in the mosque, about informing people they could visit the mosque and learn something about Islam and religion, and I was moderating stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So not everyone that came was really like, I couldn't say they were bad per se, you know? Yeah. They were, sometimes they had just like prejudices, misinformed, had some kind of like different opinion than what was actually going on. And even if I only reached 3 of 10 people that visited, by talking to them and having an exchange, it was good for me. I mean, in the beginning I was like, okay, why don't they understand? But I was like, okay, there will still be certain people who don't want to understand. Yeah. But I had the feeling of the obligation to at least show them or inform them about something else. And even if it's only 3 out of 10 people that I can reach and diminish their concerns. And who am I to judge that their concerns are rightful or not? You know, they just have the concern, brother. You know, they don't know any better. So I have to show them at some point. I have to get into discussions or let the discourse with them and talk about it with them so they can actually get over it. Yeah. It will not be helpful just saying, I mean, they're gonna think what they're gonna think. They will remain the same all the time. Just ignore them. This will lead to nothing, in my opinion.
Of course not, because you have to talk to.
Yes.
For me, it's mandatory to also talk to people who are not who don't share my opinion.
Yes, and I can't be the judge of the validity of the feelings of someone else. If he feels actually like threatened about Muslims, brother, who am I to judge?
Yeah.
You know, it's his fucking feeling. I have to show him otherwise.
Yeah.
Or let's say try to show him otherwise. Or as I said, I have to. I have to try at least something, but I cannot say your feeling is invalid. Just get the fuck out of here. This will lead to nothing.
Exactly, but you know, you also have to address this topic, and this is not being discussed enough. That there is a proportion of the Muslim community or Muslim immigrants that come to Germany that don't want to integrate into like the German structures, who don't want to abide the law, who don't want to participate in jobs, who don't want to educate themselves, and that is a problem in my opinion, and this needs to be addressed. And you don't get that by isolating them and I would say putting cotton around them and say they need time to integrate. No, you need to actively integrate them. You need to give them a purpose, and everybody who doesn't want to be integrated, they can also leave, and that's a valid. That's also, I would say, an option.
I mean,
on the other side, there's also racist people in Germany who threaten foreigners, who also make manhunts in Germany. They need to be also, I would say, how do you say it, taken into account by law.
Let's wrap it up. I mean, I totally agree. Let's wrap it up. It's just about. It's not that easy. It's not that plump and easy to say someone is at fault. The right wingers are at fault because they have like this feeling. The immigrants are at fault because they do this stuff. No, brother, this is far too easy of an argumentation, and it's also far too dumb.
Yeah.
It's so much more nuanced, because I know people that came here that wanted to work, that didn't get a work permit, so they have to rely on aids from the government, but the right wingers see them as like leeches who are getting governmental aid, although they didn't get a work permit in the first place because they wanted to work actually. On the other hand, I also know people who don't want to work and do just like crappy stuff or have like misbehaviors, let's say. You know, this is also valid. So it's not like black and white, and you cannot say this party is right, this party is wrong. It's far more nuanced. So I'm trying to actually always say it's not even about the topic for me. It's not even about at that point. It's not about religion or your
heritage.
religion or origin. I think the general question is someone a good member of the society and beneficial for the society individually, or is he just harmful for the society? This is the first preliminary question for me in my head.
Or if he just takes his share of or contributing to the society, and that is a very important thing. It's not black and white.
As you can see, of course, we have already from experience had a lot of thoughts about these topics, and I think you can't even like wrap it up in half an hour. There's so many aspects of that I even didn't want to like actually open up right now, because it will just like really blow up the podcast, also the duration. But there are so many factors related to these topics, so it's just for people to understand, shitty behavior is shitty behavior, disregarding where you're from or who you are in that mean.
And there are assholes on any side. It doesn't matter where you live.
This is not whataboutism. It is really true. There are assholes on every side. And there are like really good people on every side also.
That is true.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think trying to make this argument about like really a group of people is just like so far too dumb and far too easy, far too lazy. I hate these arguments. They are too lazy.
But that's how it works. The human brain is wired like this. You try to categorize people. You seek for easy explanations and for patterns. And the easier a pattern is to recognize, the happier you are with your conclusion. And the the better is, or at least you feel like the conclusion you can jump to. But it doesn't improve the quality of your observation.
Yes.
It just improves the feeling that you have, and that's just very subjective and not an objective observation. And this is also what the media outlets use.
Of course,
that's what I wanted to say, because
they are feeding on that.
Yeah, and they are taking this engagement out of this systematic, I would say.
Yeah.
And I can remember a couple years back, when everything around social media, Facebook, etc., started, when they started to lose like a really big batch of engagement and relevance.
Yes.
They said, yeah, you know what, on social media, this is not real information, this is not reflected, this is not has not been collected very, I would say,
trustworthy sources.
No trustworthy
stuff,
sources, everything. Yeah, we don't want to align with that.
Yeah.
And what they do now is they just fit in. They just fit in to keep relevant.
It's just like trash TV at some point.
Yeah,
Really.
but all of these outlets do it.
Yes.
All of them. And it's very hard to distinguish. I mean, yeah, it's very hard to distinguish what is good and what is bad in terms of quality and in terms of information that you are being presented with.
I think there is almost no source, let's say, in the media outlet anymore that you can just actually rely on blindly and say, okay, I was presented this information and it should be true. I don't do that anymore. I always double check.
No, and you always check whether the information is being distributed by many or by more than one.
Yes. Or
but
is it yeah.
But I think that's also like a typical quality check that you, or if you are.
But people don't do that usually. I have the feeling, at least. So yeah.
It's not the norm, but
But it should be done.
I think certain topics are being bloated in order to keep the engagement up. They actually are not worth discussing in that deep. Yeah, that is true.
Yes.
And you should focus on really relevant issues.
I think
if you sorry if I can just sum it up in my words, the thought I have. If you keep on working on real issues,
yes,
I'm pretty sure most of the other things just go away or reduce in their relevance.
Yes. And I wanted to say, just try to shift your focus, maybe, but that's right for me. It doesn't have to be right for you. The best difference you can actually make is by making the first differences in your own circle.
Yeah.
So just try to be more like, really try to evaluate or assess, let's say, or people individually in your own circle. Try to get to know them. Try to, even if you have concerns, try to talk to them. Try to make your mind clear if your actually prejudices are like holding up, or is something different. I think this is the point where everyone can start. That will only make a difference. So yeah, everyone listening, I think this is the first way. We are no politicians. I don't mind, or even I don't see the gain talking about the whole German situation.
No.
You know, you just start by things you can actually change, and the thing you can actually change is just try to get to know sincerely people around you, the guys you are always having contact with, even if it's someone from a different religion or a culture you just have a contact with work, or let's say you work related, or someone you go shopping at his bakery or something like that.
Just basically also people you disagree with, and you need to find
people from your day-to-day life. Try to get to know each other on an individual base. Yeah.
And try to find ways to deal with each other.
Yes.
You always need to be able to work as a society, and therefore you need to accept the people that are within a society, and
of course,
and recognize them.
Yeah.
In a world where stuff is getting more fucked up by the day, try to unfuck shit every once in a while.
Yeah, if you want to be judgy, at least be judgy like individually, you know?
Yeah.
This is like the least you can do.
Yeah.
If you want to judge someone or be judgy, let's make your judgment individually about that person. I think this is the least you can do.
I mean, of course, there are also some statistical correlations that you can draw across cultural.
I know, we both know that. Yeah.
But you shouldn't. I think you deal with people.
Yes.
You deal with individuals.
Yes.
And that's where the spice comes from.
Yes.
Yeah. Just keep that in mind. And I don't know. I think we can also wrap it up right now.
Yes.
If you're
Because
fine with that, and I
you don't
I would
know-
like to.
You don't know where we're driving at right now.
No, I know exactly where we are right now, but
Yes.
I want to just say one thing, and I want to end this podcast with a quote from Donald Trump. I never thought I would cite him or quote him.
The man, the
But-
myth, the legend. No,
Yeah.
people gonna
But-
get triggered.
No, but people need to stop dying. I mean it.
Yeah.
People need to stop dying,
But-
no matter where.
That. Oh my God! I thought you were joking.
No,
No, when you started with I will recite Donald Trump, I don't know why, but I was intuitively thinking you were joking. But yeah, that's
No.
damn valid.
yeah.
Yeah, people really need to stop dying.
And on that note,
True.
take care of yourself. It is what it is,
It is what it is. Just live life, enjoy your life.
and we are who we are,
Yes.
and we're gonna have a great night tonight.
Yes.
See ya.